and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's January here in England, the weather's miserable, we're all suffering with the January blues. So today I am going to show you how to make a beautiful spring flower posy arrangement. Spring flowers are notorious for being quite short stemmed and having very soft stems as well, which means they're really hard to get into a vase or foam. We as an industry are moving away from using foam. It's not good for the environment, it's a single-use plastic, so where we can, we're trying to use alternatives. Now for this arrangement you could do a simple hand-tied, however I wanted to teach you a different technique. So what I have is a cream bowl. This is actually called a boule bowl. Very much like a plant pot, obviously there's no hole in the bottom of it. And I have popped some chicken wire in there and then just secured it with a little bit of pop tape, just so it's in there. Sellotape probably wouldn't work for this, it's just not strong enough and it doesn't stick to the side of the pots well. To begin with, I am going to add foliage to the design. I have two different types of foliage. I have some parvi eucalyptus and I also have some robusta, which has a scent to it. Some people don't like it. I don't mind it. It smells very, very herby, but it's a really, really good foliage, quite long lasting. You could use anything that you have in the garden that you can find. The aim with the foliage is to cover as much of the chicken wire as we can. It also will help support the flowers when we start putting them in. Because the stems are crossing in the chicken wire, that also helps to keep the flowers in place as a structure more than anything. So I like the parvi. It just gives a little bit of a softer feel to the arrangement. It's a little bit more floaty, whereas the robusta is it's very straight and a very woody stem. The foliage into the arrangement. I may pop a little bit more in after I pop the flowers in if I feel there's some gaps that need filling. In terms of flowers for this spring arrangement, I have some gorgeous muscari. I love muscari, they're so delicate, perfect. You'll find them growing in the gardens in England probably from March, April time. Just depends on the weather more than anything when they decide to pop up. Also have some anemones. Now these are stunning. They're really, really big. They've all come in as one wrap, but they are a mixture of different colours. So I've got some darker purples and then some lighter lilac ones. Also have some paperwhites. They're my favourites. Lots of beautiful scents of those. Hyacinths, I do love a hyacinth. They're just gorgeous. I have a bowl of them at the moment and amazing. Tulips, my all-time favourite spring flower. I can't be just a vase of tulips, they're just stunning. And some ranunculus. Again, beautiful spring flowers. I do love spring. I love all seasons. Each season brings a new flower and it's something to get excited about. So I'm going to start by putting in the bigger flowers and then popping in the smaller flowers afterwards. The reason I do the bigger flowers first is that they are more of a focal. So I am going to start with the hyacinths. I use a knife, but you can use scissors. So I'm going to cut the stem down, and I'm also going to remove all the foliage. The foliage will make the water gunky, so it's always easier just to remove it all and then put them into your arrangement. I am going to cluster my flowers together. I prefer clustering over dotting them around. The reason for that is when you think about how flowers grow in the garden, you very rarely just see one of something. They usually grow in groups, especially spring bulbs. The ones that you see on the roadside, which have kind of doubled over time. So I'm going to pop in my hyacinths. They will grow into the vase as well, so don't forget that. This will they'll probably expand. If they do and it's starting to look out of place, you may need to cut them and pop them back in again. I'm now going to add some of these stunning anemones. How gorgeous are they? They're so pretty. Pop them in, and it's so much easier to put them in through the chicken wire rather than trying to put them into the floral foam. As I explained earlier, it's not good for the environment anyway. And the nice thing with this is that you can just keep reusing everything, so it's ideal. You can just, once the flowers have gone over, you can take them out and then do something a bit different. And you can use this all the seasons round. So I've popped in just 4 anemones. You don't need a huge amount. And then I'm going to move on to the tulips. So tulips are renowned for growing where the light goes. There are some tricks of the trade. Tulips will grow up to 2 inches in a vase of water. If you don't want your tulips to grow anymore, you can just put a pin through the head, back out again, and that will stop its growth. I personally love it when they do their own thing and kind of bend all into different shapes. It just adds more interest to your arrangement. Really important as well to keep turning the design around as you're working on it. Because it's quite a low arrangement, these do suit coffee tables really well, or you could pop it on your dining room table as a centerpiece or on a little side table. But it's really important that it looks good from all angles. So all these flowers are available from your local florist. I always recommend you go to local florists first rather than supermarkets. However, if you don't have a florist near to you, then most of these you'll be able to pick up in a supermarket. I would recommend probably Waitrose or Marks and Spencer's. They generally have the nicest varieties. Now I'm going to put in the ranunculus. Now these are really budded, but they will open up. So these are fresh in today. This white one has been in a few days, so you can see the size difference, and they'll just keep opening and opening and opening. But ranunculus are fab flowers to use. Okay, so I've popped the ranunculus in, looking really pretty. Next thing I'm going to add are the muscari. Oh, and they're this really nice blue. Now, blue I feel is a really underutilised colour within the flower world. There isn't a huge amount of flowers that are blue, but these just add, it will just soften the whole contrast. Again, I'm going to group them. So if I just put one in, it would look a little bit lost. By putting 3 in all at the same time, it looks so much better and it's just a little bit more impactful. I'm not putting the foliage in. Spring foliage is very soft, and as I said previously, it will make your water very, very gunky. So there's no point. Okay, so there we go, looking super, super pretty. The anemones are definitely the focal flowers within this design with their dark eyes. And lastly, I am going to put in some of these gorgeous paperwhites. Love, love, love paperwhites. I will do a tutorial on how you can grow these in a vase using a bowl. They're just stunning. Really, really nice. As a florist, I'm not a fan of indoor houseplants, which some people find a little bit strange. I don't know, I just don't particularly like them. However, I love bulbs in the house. So a bowl of hycainths, love it. Muscari, so once the muscari bulbs start to come into season more, I will just have a huge white bowl of them on my dining room table. Love it. And then once they go over, I plant them in the garden, and then they come back every year. So you kind of get lots of uses out of it. Looks really, really pretty. And there we have your finished spring bowl arrangement, full of all the goodies that spring has to offer. I really hope you've enjoyed this short tutorial on how to make this stunning arrangement. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you're notified when more videos are loaded. And let me know any comments. I love to hear from you. Anything that you'd like to see, you would like me to demonstrate, more than happy to. But thanks again. It's lovely to see you here, and I will see you in the next video.